Welcome to the Cultivation Podcast. I'm your host, Tom Hamill, and this week we are talking about taking action. We are cultivating a can-do attitude. And so we're going to talk about what it means to take your first step, what it means to learn as you go, and how momentum creates motivation. So let's get into it. Taking action. Really, the first step seems to always be the hardest step. Maybe you've made some promises to yourself in the past where you said, I'm going to start this new thing on the first of the month. Or we've all done those New Year's resolutions. I'm going to start the first of the year. Or we've done things like, I'm going to start on Monday. Well, how many Mondays have come and gone and we didn't start that financial plan? We didn't start that health plan. We didn't start that gym membership, or utilizing the gym membership that we are paying for every month. Maybe I'm the only one that has done that. I'm sure I'm not, but there you are. So what does it mean to have this cultivation attitude? Well, what I would tell you is just take action. Just take that first step towards it. And don't necessarily worry about the outcome. Don't worry about the finish line. Just take the action. Take those first steps. It's amazing what just taking a little bit of action will do in getting you closer to your goals, closer to those things that you're trying to accomplish, those things that you're trying to awaken. Maybe it's that risk that you've been a little nervous to take, that adventure that you're trying to have, right? That sort of thing. And really, for most people, where they're paralyzed at in life is that they haven't even taken that first step of action. What I want to challenge you with right off the bat, as we're talking about having a cultivation attitude, a cultivation step, is cultivate a take action mindset. Cultivate a take action attitude. Just do something. Get up off the couch. Get up out of your routine. Do something to mix it up. Maybe it's doing that first Facebook Live post and sharing your story, whatever that is, right? What I want to encourage you, you don't have to get it right. You don't have to get it perfect. You don't even have to have it all planned out. What I want to challenge you to do is take action. Do that first step, even that small step. Here's the thing that's super important that I've learned, that I've read, that I've captured, that I've gleaned just in doing my own journey, is that we need to cultivate a different kind of celebration in our lives, different than celebrating the success of the finish line, but celebrating the progress, celebrating the process more than the destination. And the only way we can do that is if we cultivate this take action attitude, that we're just going to start. We're going to get the ball rolling. We're going to move into the area of taking action towards that goal, towards that dream, towards that adventure, towards that risk that we're trying to take, right? And so I'm encouraging you that to have a cultivation life, you've got to take action. Do those first steps. You don't have it all figured out? You're not going to have it all figured out. You're not going to have the whole plan mapped out. And I'm a planner. So this has sometimes, as great as it is, as awesome as it is, as important as it is to be a planner, sometimes being a planner and overthinker paralyzes us. And most people in life are paralyzed at making progress. They're paralyzed at moving into the success and awakening the person that they're meant to be because they don't have it all figured out. They can't see around the corner. Take action. You're never going to see around the corner until you walk around the corner. And that means you've got to take steps of action. We're going to talk about some of those action steps, what they can be in future episodes. But for right now, I just want to encourage you. I want to challenge you. I want you to cultivate a take action. I'm going to do something. Figure out what that small step is in the area of your goal. Figure out what that small step is in the area of your achievement, what you're trying to get to, what you want to be, and then do it. Just do it. And until you've made that decision in your life, and until you've made that decision in your own mind, all the tools, all the motivation, all of that is going to be meaningless and worthless and won't last because you don't have the motivation to just take the action. Pull the trigger. Move forward. One baby step. That's all you need is a take action attitude, mentality, mindset. And then you will have begun the cultivation journey. Then what? What's next? Well, let me tell you what's next. You need to take on a learn as you go attitude. Thomas Edison famously said, I haven't failed 1,000 times at making a light bulb. I've just learned 1,000 ways that you don't invent a light bulb. I butchered it. I know. I get it. Right? It's important that you understand that no matter the greatest plan, the greatest mapped out plan, the greatest well laid out plans, still will have elements of surprise. And so if you adopt an attitude, if you cultivate an attitude to learn as you go, learn, discover, what that means is you're always going to be positioned to move forward, right? That's so important. Here's the things. Successes, they're a great teacher of what works, of how you can move forward, right? But sometimes successes can also paralyze us because we can't replicate those successes. We can't emulate because sometimes they can be just the right moment, the right thing at the right time, and that's what produced the success. There's a whole element of things. But just as important, is for us to understand that failures are a great teacher if you let them. We've got to learn from that. We've got to set our mind to understanding that if we learn as we go, we can learn from successes, we can learn from failures. Failures does not have to mean defeat. It's so important that we understand that. Your failure does not mean defeat. Quitting means defeat. Failure means lesson. Failure means learning because you learn what not to do. In every failure, there's elements of success as long as you learn from it. And so what I'm challenging us is that in this cultivation journey is that we be willing to have our hearts open, our minds open, our attitudes open to learn as we go, discover as we go. And so every adventure is going to have elements of surprise. Every risk, every movement towards a dream is going to have things you don't know yet. But isn't that what discovery is all about? Isn't that what cultivation is all about? Just think about this. When they sailed across the ocean to the promised land, to the land of discovery, to the new world, they didn't know what that was going to look like. But when they got there, they learned and they got more efficient. They got better at crossing that. Now we can cross the pond into Europe and Europe can cross here at the speed of light. We've got fiber optic cables that lay under the ocean that we can communicate instantaneously because we've learned as we've gone. We've learned as the journey progressed, right? That sort of thing. So it's so important that we keep a learn as we go attitude. We are going to discover new tools. The other thing as a part of the learn as you go is your network begins to grow. As you are cultivating these dreams and you're taking the action steps into the dreams and the purpose and the mission of your life, you're going to attract other people with similar goals, with similar talents, with similar giftings, with similar interests, and you can learn from one another. Let me just tell you this right now. As you take this journey of cultivating the life that you're meant to live, the life that the world needs you to live and awaken to, because we need your voice and we need your contribution to society and community and your expression that you are, that you have. We need that. But your best resource, you haven't even discovered yet. Your best network, your best relationship, you haven't even cultivated that yet. And the only way you're going to is if you have a learn as you go mindset, a learn as you go mentality, a learn as you go heart, so that you're always looking for those things. So important. So first, take action. Do something. Move. Take a baby step in that direction and just see how one little victory gives you the courage, gives you the motivation, gives you the confidence to take the next step, right? Secondly, a learn as you go attitude, a learn as you go mentality. So important. And then the final thing that I just want to spend a few more minutes as my countdown timer is saying that we've only got a few minutes left because I want to be respectful of your time, is that momentum creates motivation. Check this out. Here's how it works. That as you begin to take action, as you begin to learn and get more efficient at this life that you're cultivating, at this dream that you're awakening, it's so important that you understand what that is, why that is, how that is, right? And again, this is going to be a topic we're going to cover here soon in the next couple of weeks. But momentum feeds, fuels, fires your motivation. One little success. Not the big ones. The big ones are amazing. When you have achieved that, when you've hit that weight goal, when you've hit that financial goal, when you've hit that achievement goal, that career goal, big deals, right? Amazing. What I'm asking you to cultivate is celebrating the small successes, celebrating the little momentum fuel, the little momentum feeders, those little moments where you're celebrating the process, where you're celebrating the progress and not the destination, where you're celebrating just that you're moving forward. That momentum fires your motivation. Listen, if you could get through Monday, then Tuesday's not as bad. Wednesday, you're almost there. By Thursday, you're running into the weekend, right? That same kind of thing. You can get through it. It's so important that you understand that momentum, just the forward movement, will cultivate so much motivation. And that's what this podcast is all about. You've listened to it this far. You've listened to it for nearly 12 minutes already. That's what my timer says. I'm doing that for you, not for me. It helps feed that fuel to get to the finish line, right? And so I want to encourage you. Take those steps, be learning along the way, capture those lessons, grab those tools, grab the resources necessary, and understand, redefine what you're celebrating, redefine success. We've all got big dreams. We've all got big finish lines. It's so important that you do that. In fact, our next episode is going to be talking about your dreams, right? And so you can already look forward to hit next. Again, do that because we're going to talk about what those dreams are and some tools that I got for you about your dreams. But in the meantime, what I want to challenge you, my call to action, what I want you to do different is redefine success. Redefine what you're celebrating. That it's more about the momentum. That's more that you're taking action, that you're moving forward, that you're not going to quit. You're going to keep learning and growing and getting better and better all along this cultivation journey. So, here we are. We've covered this topic. I haven't exhausted it. It's not the end of it. It's just the beginning of it. But I want to encourage you, take action. Take the Nike slogan that says, do something, right? Do it. Get there. Just do it, rather. Oh, man, I butchered that one, right? Just do it. It's so important. Take action. Take step number 1. What's that going to be? Write it down, set a goal, put a timeline to it, and get there. Just take that first step towards action. Learn as you go, and your momentum will create motivation. I want to say thanks for listening to us. I'm going to ask you, subscribe. Hit the subscribe button because I don't want you to miss any of these podcast episodes. Share this. Repost it on social media. And finally, what I would love for you to do is respond in the comments. If you're not watching this on YouTube, I hope you are. Find us at Tom Hamill. That's where our YouTube channel is right now. One day we'll probably have a cultivation one, but for right now it's at Tom Hamill. Find us on Instagram, Facebook. Again, those are all at Tom Hamill. Love to hear from you. What'd you think of this episode? What kind of things would be helpful for you? We want to make your voice known. We want to hear your voice. We'll love your feedback. I'll be checking that feed. I'll be responding to your comments, reading those things every day. So make sure that you do that. Hit the subscribe button, share us, share the podcast, share the show. And again, we'd love to hear from you. Got some great things coming up as we continue to cultivate the life we were always meant to live. Again, thanks for listening.